Hello everybody, my name's F4H Throttle, and I'm bringing you with something that should have happened a long time ago. This is ARC Tier 1 Race 3 at Mexico. You joined me in qualifying, and I learned from my teammate that the race was going to be a wet race. So my strategy for qualifying was to not really set a lap, just set one, soft tires, just got once, and then from there just see what happens in the wet. And of course, all the super fast guys are going to go out multiple times to get track position, and that's fairly obvious thing to do. But let's see what happens on the formation lap. Now, as we cut to the formation lap, lights are green. We are set to go. I go a bit earlier than anyone else because I was a bit eager, but we head off to do our formation lap. And Jeff there telling us to go through all the gears, make sure everything's okay. Slightly underfuel the car. This doesn't make any effect on later in the race, but as I soon learned, it was just like one of my other races previous, that the track conditions were not only very, not grippy, but very slick. As we almost spin out, the car just sliding there. Bit of a heart-stopping moment there. So we continue on with the formation lap. People warming up their tires in front. Just super skatey conditions. Going to be really tough for the race start. So we're going into about sector 2. No issues there. Oh, a little bit of a rear end squirm, but we're going to go ahead and soon cut to the grid for the start. Now it's 5 lights and away we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's lights out and away we go. We get a pretty good start compared to everyone else around us. I'd say in the second phase just didn't have the traction, but decided to stay behind anyone else. Car just twitching there. It's just not having any grip whatsoever. But, I'm just going to go cautious into turn 1 because I don't know what to expect. Not going to do a Valtteri Bottas from Hungary. As we go, just Astro with the move round the outside as we try and fight back to him. Down his inside the corner. Whoa, we bump wheels, but he gets the move done. And then Gingerbread and the Mercedes behind us. Williams just absolutely clobbers into the wall there. Yellow flag, but green flag, surprisingly. Not a safety car call by the stewards. The McLaren in front, absolutely having poor internet. Astro just being so slow. It's like a train almost of cars just being so slow. The Mercedes tries to go around the outside of us. We push him wide. Very fair racing, but we hold the outside line. He doesn't get very good traction. We go into the fast S's in the Mexico track, and already the Mercedes behind us just spins and goes off into the wall. Another yellow flag, but I don't believe it's going to be a safety car by the stewards. No, it's green flag racing. We continue. We are going behind Astro. What are we doing? Warming up our tires as they're still ice cold from the start as we head into sector 3. My teammate in front, SoCal Blazer, just getting in the fight with Lord Raptor and the other Williams that didn't spin off. The Haas of Astro just looking to see behind as Citra sets the fastest lap of the race so far. And we are going right behind Astro at this point. Oh, we almost lose it sliding into the pits, but luckily we just saved it. Heart-stopping moment there for sure. So we go down the front straight to begin lap 2, still in the slipstream of Astro. Not that that makes much of a difference in the rain, but we pull out alongside just to get some clear view ahead. As you can see, the raindrops on the screen really affecting my vision. We brake early just to be sure that we don't cause any chaos. SoCal Blazer in front, my teammate going wheel to wheel with the Williams up in front. Was get right behind Astro here. Really kind of struggling with the grip, but then just finding it in other spots. As we go forward in this clip, as we still are following the guys in front. No issues to report at the moment. Still feeling all right through here. We're just following Astro behind. The group still with SoCal Blazer and the Williams in front. Astro just giving that marginal traction out of the double apex hairpin, going back into the S's so far. No grip, a little bump from the curb, and a little bit of rear end slip. You gotta really avoid these curbs, even especially in the wet on the 2020 game, because they will absolutely throw the car around. So as we cut to this clip, bit of an incident here with Astro just absolutely getting really close to Lord Raptor, as we see SoCal Blazer just makes it past my teammate, makes it past the Williams there. Little nudge on Astro behind, nothing but just close racing. We get the traction on exit as he just cannot find any. So we get the position done into 12th, going into the S's, get right up behind Lord Raptor as we try and think of a way to get past him. Struggling with internet there, as you can see with the white box. Oh, but he seems to be back. Bit of a dodgy internet for this week for some players. Ooh, as Astro just bumps into the rear end of us. Oh, as he slides, he keeps it. Rogue setting the fastest lap there. Heading through the tight and twisty Sector 2. Very, very, very slow corner as we head into the final corner. Going onto the left, we just drift wide and tap the wall. Jeff telling us that it's still not the right time to go to slicks as we go on the main straight. And as we cut to this clip, it's actually going to be a safety car deployed. I forget what happens here, but apparently there's a big rip behind, so we slow down to make sure we don't get any speeding under safety car penalties there. Thought that would have been maybe a track limits penalty because of Cody.
It's just gifted Chipsy and then the pit stop in front of you. Wow.
But that's what I had to say about the safety car coming out right then and there. Really unfortunate timing for us, as I was catching the leaders, the guys in front, and having stopped earlier for a new set of inters, was catching them at quite a rapid pace. Now, strategy here gets quite interesting as we are trying to catch the safety car queue. Not exactly time for slicks yet, as we still have to abide by the Delta pace, which in 2021 seems to be a bit iffy and slightly bugged, but we carry on, making sure that we have at least a solid second in the green to make sure we don't get any speeding under safety car penalties. Just after fitting the new inters in the pit stop, feeling quite better than the worn inters I had earlier on before, and they weren't super high in the wear as we passed the McLaren coming out of the pits. Now, I would have got probably Chipsy in the pit stops as well, and Sir Harry, had that safety car not come out, and we would have probably had the position just squirming as we headed to turn 1, still having to abide by the Delta, but we pick up the pace, and this is where a funny glitch happened as we passed the safety car. It kept saying my teammate was in the pits because, unbeknownst to me, he tried to go in the pits at a stop for somebody and got glitched out of the pits onto the main track. So we cut over here trying to catch the safety car queue. As we see, we have a little bit of side pod damage causing us drag. I didn't notice this until after the race. Gonna speed forward here and see if we can catch the safety car queue. We come in and we're actually gonna box. We're actually going to box for slicks, as I say it's about time, just making sure to take out the bollard there for good luck. Unusual strategy, I say. I thought it was time for slicks, and especially with the safety car being out, probably the right time to switch. My teammate behind me going to switch to slicks as well, but some people staying out on the inters in front of me. Very unusual strategy some people did this race, just squirming out of the pits on those slicks in the wet pit lane. As we go to catch the safety car queue once more, but on the slicks this time, pretty far gap. They're heading into Sector 2 as I'm heading into Turn 1. Pretty far gap, to say the least, as we go on to the back straight heading to Sector 2, where they currently are, as we are going to cut ahead of me just coming out of the S's heading into Sector 3, and the safety car coming in this lap as just a sloppy corner by me, getting a warning for track limits there in the wet. Don't know how I did that, but we are going to go green. Major slide out of there. We're going to go through the final corner, surprisingly not a track limits penalty, and we are full on the gas. It is green flag racing. We go back onto the main straight, as it is quite a fantastic race so far. We are on the verge of points, the first points of the season, I might add, as we go into Turn 1. New conditions we haven't seen. Damp track with slicks, especially the mediums, as just super sloppy up ahead. Just collision after collision. We get past the backmarker Williams. That was the one that spun on the lap 1. As we go on the back DRS straight. No DRS in the wet. Unfortunately, just scrubbing the tires up, making sure they're up to temperature. Astro back in front of us again, as he jumped us in the pit stops. Just go really wide hitting into here, and I just make the move stick as he was a lapped car. And Chipsy and Sir Harry in front of me just on the inters, not working out for Chipsy ahead, and just really, really struggling with the car ahead. And as we go through the S's here, following Chipsy behind, really close to the rear end of Chipsy right there, just not working out on those inters for him, as pretty much the track was almost dry at this point, just the spray coming off the other cars as they're still kind of wet. So we get a penalty for cutting track limits there. Not a good corner for us as we head into sector 3, twisty and tight. Make sure we get on the power nice and easy. Going through, if I just tap the back of Chipsy as he goes into the pits and me not wondering. And here's what I was talking about earlier. My quote-unquote teammate, I accidentally jumped in the Red Bull there, but my teammate actually gets glitched out of the pit lane. As you see, he just goes through us. But now this glitch of teammate is in the pits. It's going to stay there for quite a while as my teammate behind me. I'm going to let him through as he hits much faster than me with my side pod damage from one of the first lap incidents. We should showing it up there. Him going out ahead of me as he just has more pace than I do. Trying to stick with him as to see if we can get some good points. Him, and here's where the leaderboard just absolutely had a stroke. I am not leading. Do not listen to what it says. And it's going to be another safety car. Absolute shenanigans here in Mexico as we are gifted a pretty good spot. My teammate in front having the fastest lap. We still don't know how he did that. Safety car just appearing there. So we're going to cut to the safety car just coming in. Lap 22. Feeling pretty good. And then we're going to come in just scrubbing the tires, making sure they're ready. As the track, you can see the tire marks, just meaning that the track is almost completely dry at this point. Still cloudy though, so temps are going to be pretty hard to get up. Going through the tricky sector 3. Oh, as he gets just stopped up by behind. And we're going through this final corner. Now at this point, I thought I get a pretty good exit, but Tesher behind me just launches. He gets an absolute perfect exit and just mugged me and my teammate off the safety car. Restart right there. No problems. He goes up into third, easily fighting for a podium. As tricky conditions, Astro being a lap car behind me as we head into turn 1 just absolutely sends it around the outside like he did lap 1. But we make a bit of contact there, but no damage taken. So he makes the move stick and goes down the back DRS straight, heading into the tricky sector 2. Now, when we think about it, no, we pull back alongside my quote-unquote teammate Rogue just behind me as the leaderboard is still continuously messed up as we go in and head into the double apex right-hander hairpin as we're on now the straight to the S's. Now, tricky conditions, always we go wide, really wide there. Don't know how I didn't get a warning for track limits as we go all just the understeer with the cold tires, and we go off. And here was an incident I had not seen before coming. He just sends it down the inside, pushes me off the track, and therefore I lose quite a bit of positions. Ruda almost going into the back of me, he saves it. But we talked after the race, and apparently Ruda was super scared about me. Tax just behind me in the Alpine, looking very racy as he has 6 seconds less in penalties than I do. So I don't want to go back to some car in the pits so you can see which one it was. But we head down the main straight for lap 24 as the gap in front. Yellow flag in the pits. Looks like someone got pushed out of the pits, one of the Haas cars. So we head into turn 1. No incidents to report so far. Rosefest just barely keeping in front of Ruda. And Chipsy behind me trying to make the move stick as he just goes past me as I don't have any traction and struggling with the drag from the damaged side pods. Tech behind me tries to look around the outside, but we just keep it stick as he looks to try and send it down the inside of the double apex right-hander hairpin. Just taps the back of us as we go through the hairpin as we exit onto the straight where the S's lay. Going through pretty fine. No incidents to report. Had to lift a bit under race fuel and understeer conditions as he goes really wide, and then there goes Chipsy spinning completely off the track, and there goes Tact. He's just gonna send it down the inside. Fairly good move, gotta say, by him. Super clean racer. Really like racing him and this league. If anyone watching fantastic league. As we go through the final corner, we are going on to start lap 25. DRS is enabled, but I believe we're going to cut to something here soon. Yes. So we're going down the front straight to begin lap 25. We're heading into turn 1, and contact between my teammate and another person. Let's see what he has to say. So
Fucking Rogue.
as
Fucking
you see there,
bullshit.
him being taken out by Rogue, having to go off the track and probably sustaining wing damage. We still don't know the incident or the outcome of said incident, therefore, yet. But as we just see, tacked in front, just fighting with, actually that's Stewie ahead. The leaderboard's still not correct, so please do not look at that for valid positions. It's saying we're approaching back markers, but we probably aren't, and those guys are for position. So the leaderboard is just completely messed up. As we head into sector 3, my teammate tries to make a move. I let him through. He has wing damage though, as a car just sends it off into the escape right behind him. My teammate is, I believe, going off into the pits after the final corner, as he has to, as he sustains wings damage. And no, he stays out actually. But Stewie actually heading into the pits thought he got glitched out of the pits there, but turns out he did not. So we are on the front straight heading on to lap 26, following just behind my teammate, but not going enough to pass him, as I just let him through, and that would be redundant, just like Ferrari team orders. Now, as we head on to the back straight, the back DRS straight leading to sector 2, little bit on the DRS there, but again, just trying to keep up with my teammate, not trying to actually pass him, as I let him through, as he was obviously faster than me. Even unfortunately after his incident, I felt bad and gave him the position back to see if he could fight and make any difference. Going on to the S's now as we begin. Red line Ricardo, but there, and it's Marcello, one of the other Haas drivers, sets the fastest lap, and then the Mercedes of Terry sets the fastest lap of the race so far. Heading to the S's, really bad understeers. We go wide, really wide. Nothing happens, and it's a caution. And it looks like it might have been a safety car, but it actually is not a safety car. As we resume racing, heading into sector 3, my teammate just pulling out a bit of a gap in front of me. Again, not helped by the side pod damage I picked up at the beginning of the race by a very laggy McLaren, but I couldn't do anything about that, so no complaining. As we head on to lap 27, slowly running out of ERS, as this is very much a power circuit in Mexico City, just barely missing the grass there, trying to set hot lap after hot lap after hot lap just to keep up with my teammate. So go into turn 1, no incidents to report here, bit iffy on the turn in. Did not have, just gonna send a little bit of a spoiler, but did not have the pace this weekend, as Chipsy sets the fastest lap of the race overall. Just did not have the pace this weekend for Mexico. Crazy enough, but it's the consistency that matters, and I was fairly consistent throughout the whole race. And so we're heading into the S's. No issues to report. Nice apex touch there. Suffering with a bit of understeer at this stage of the race. We go really wide. We have to cut the corner. I don't know how that wasn't a 3-second penalty in the race. The Williams getting really racy behind us, but we just keep him behind. No chance of letting him through, as we are probably racing for position, as I don't have any blue flag warnings. So we go through the final corner, going perfect actually, no issues to report there. So go on to start lap 28. The Williams just behind, who I think had a bit of a mare in the last corner, wasn't able to quite keep up with us, but we still go on. As we head into turn 1 in Mexico, once again, pretty solid turn in, no issues to report here. So the Williams just closes into the back of us as Chipsy sets the fastest lap overall. And next we're gonna cut to lap 32, dry conditions, and another safety car. That's the third one this race. So we have to again abide by the Delta for the F1 game. Going on down the back straight, we have 12 seconds of penalties, unfortunately. None of them being collisions under safety cars, so I can't appeal them. But it is going to be catch the safety car queue once again. And the strategy is a bit mixed at this point. We've been on these mediums for quite a bit of time. As my teammate goes back into the pits, who's not actually my teammate. As you can see there, pulling up my tires. They are, in fact, pretty worn down. But I think I would lose too much time if I actually pitted, and I think the strategy here is to stay out and keep the track position. And as we will see later, this may or may not be a crucial decision leading into my final result of the race. Heading into the third sector, as we're actually going to cut to where I eventually catch up to the safety car pack. Just behind Tack there, gets a bit squirmy in the S's there, just warming up his tires. Everything looking good so far as we're staying behind. Right here, safety car in this lap, maintained speed. We are just getting ready to head into sector 3 as we, just Tack stopping pretty aggressively in front of us. But as we begin to head out and start lap 35, this is going to be a 2-lap sprint to the end of the race. Going through the final last couple corners, and here I decide to keep it respectful and not try and go for the gap. So just have to slam on the brakes as Tack in front. But right here we are go green flag racing as I just get a big snap of oversteer and let Stewie by. And then the Aston Martin of Chipsy behind us gets really racy as I'm on the left hand side of Stewie, but make sure to play it safe into turn 1. Those guys ahead of me on softs, most likely new softs. As we head in here, big massive pile up here, absolutely nowhere to go. Front wings just scattered on the track, and right here SoCal Blazer, my teammate, just absolutely gets put into the wall by Stewie, who DNFs from the session, absolutely ruining my teammate's race, but putting us up into 10th place at the moment. Now, under normal circumstances, we would not get this position as we have 12 seconds of penalty, and my teammate behind doesn't. But as it was not clear to me, he has wing damage following that collision. So starting lap 35, Ruda just really widened the S's, and he has 9 seconds in penalties as we squeeze past him. So in the end, when we cross the finish line, warning there, but as we cross the finish line, we need to have a gap of 3 seconds to maintain the position to Ruda behind, and there's no chance for my poor teammate to catch up to me as he has far too much wing damage. But we stay behind the Haas in front. Another warning. We need to chill out there. As we head into the final corner, heading on to what is the final lap of the race. Solid run through there. Heading on the main straight for the 36th and last time. Trying to see if we can gain any more time. Ruda into the pits. He probably sustained wing damage from the turn 1, turn 2, turn 3 collision. Headed to turn 1, red lighting the car a little bit more than I should, but just trying to slam down the gears and trying to gain any time I can on the car in front. So we head down the back, DRS straight for the last time. No DRS from us as the car in front is a second and a half ahead, unfortunately. So we're heading to the braking zone of the other chicane in sector 2, heading to the hairpin actually as we get behind the Haas in front. Him having 6 seconds in penalties, I would need a 6-second margin by the flag, but there's no way that's happening on the final lap, no matter how much faster I may be. So get a little bit squirmy in the S's there. So just right up to the back, I have to slam on the brakes just to make sure I don't go run into the back of him. He goes wide out of the exits of the S's as we head into sector 3 for the final time, trying to see if I can square up a move. Anyway, he goes wide a bit on the track, trying to see if I can line it up, maybe around the outside, get a cheeky cutback. As Terre from absolutely nowhere is able to win the race, but Sir Harry actually is the winner as we come home in successful P9, first points of the season. Pretty successful race for me. Really enjoyed it. Was very strong. And so thank you all for staying here and listening to me talk about this whole race. And if you like this style of content, please let me know in the comments below, and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys whenever I see you. Goodbye.